Held on the winter solstice in Cusco, the Inca capital, the festival of Inti Raymi celebrated the sun and all its abundant gifts. The Spanish outlawed Inti Raymi, but it was revived earlier this century. Like many Inca traditions, Inti Raymi honors ancestors, believers in God, in their emperor, and in their own hard work.
This system of belief recognized one's ancestors as being extremely important. Your grandfather, your great-grandfather, established where you would be in society. And because ancestors were so important, these folks engaged in what we call ancestor veneration, worshiping your ancestors. A major part of that was making sure that the ancestral body was kept intact. And to accomplish this, mummification of bodies became very, very important. The dead emperor would be embalmed, kept in his palace, but in a quasi-alive state. The mummy was brought out and seated with his ancestral mummies on all important occasions. If we were going to go to war as Inca, we would consult the deceased to make sure that we had their blessing.
This Inca court of the dead was called the Panaca. But mummification in the region predates the Inca by nearly 5,000 years. In the arid deserts of the Peruvian coast, bodies naturally resist decay. Hundreds of burial grounds dot the landscape. Today, these remains reveal much about the past.
This should be about 1,000 years old. Either a young adult or female because of the size of the bundle. Compared to other bundles, the wrappings are very simple, so that probably gives a suggestion of her position within the society. Of the feet bones, I thought we might be dealing with a young adult female. The skin is all right in many areas, like here. Muscles have almost completely disappeared. So I'm removing this second wrapping on the area that we should be finding the face. And but the hair is there. It has a hairdo that includes braids.
Echoes of ancestors are everywhere, preserved in the drifting desert sands. Despite the harshness of the coastal desert, advanced civilizations thrived here. In 1925, two archaeologists traveled to a lonely outpost in southern Peru called Paracas, or sand falling like rain. They are drawn by reports of a large burial site in the desert. One is a Peruvian, Julio Tello, his colleague American, Samuel Lothrop. It is astonishing that such advanced cultures could have developed in this beautiful but barren setting. But more and more, remarkable artifacts were showing up on the black market. And out here, the evidence is even stronger. Tello and Lothrop had discovered the remains of a little-known civilization. The Paracas predated the Inca by 1,500 years. Of the many wonders they uncovered here, most mystifying of all were the bizarrely deformed skulls scattered across the sand. They surmised that heads of babies were bound between wooden boards to produce the grotesque elongation.
The deforming of the skulls began when a child was born and continued until they were 3 or 4 years old. Only a small percentage of deformed skulls have been found, indicating it was practiced only among the elite or highest classes.
Even more remarkable still were skulls with holes, drilled or cut into them, a procedure called trepanation.
Trepanation was initially a form of surgery for fractured skulls, but later on it was used in rituals to allow malignancy or diseases to escape. Remarkably, we know that about 60% of the people who had this procedure performed survived the operation.
We know they survived because many trephanated skulls show signs of healing. The patient was usually given Chincha, a strong brew, to help him relax, while the surgeon used tools of copper and bronze. Some operations involved cutting a series of grooves in the skull. Others, drilling a circular hole so a piece of bone could be lifted out. Centuries before the advent of modern science, these ancestors of the Inca performed medical miracles. But the full explanation for this bizarre practice remains shrouded in mystery.